A glamorous life, a beautiful romance, and a chilling end. The story of Jasmine Fiore and Ryan Jenkins is one of beauty, ambition, and a love that spiraled into tragedy. Jasmine, a stunning swimsuit model with dreams of leaving the spotlight behind, and Ryan, a wealthy reality TV contestant with a dark past, seemed to live a life many envied. But beneath the glitz and glamour lay a volatile relationship that would culminate in a shocking crime. On August 15, 2009, Jasmine Fiore's mutilated body was discovered stuffed into a suitcase in a California dumpster. Her teeth and fingers had been removed in a gruesome attempt to hinder identification, yet the investigators found a way to uncover her identity. As suspicion turned to her husband, Ryan Jenkins, an international manhunt ensued, spanning multiple states and borders. What drove a man once touted as a millionaire bachelor to such horrific lengths? How did he manage to evade one of the most intense manhunts in recent history? And who, if anyone, helped him escape? This is not just a tale of murder, it's a story of deception, jealousy, and desperation. A case that leaves us questioning the thin line between love and obsession. Join us as we unravel the chilling events leading to Jasmine Fiore's tragic end and the unanswered questions that still haunt those left behind. Welcome to the Crime Series. I am glad to have you join us on another video. Kindly subscribe, like, and share. Let me know where you are watching from. Born as Jasmine Lepore in 1981 in Bonnie Doon, California, Jasmine Fiore's life began in a quiet town surrounded by nature. Raised by her single mother, Lisa Lepore, after her parents divorced when she was 8 years old. She was known for her striking beauty and tomboyish charm. Jasmine's early work ethic was evident from her teenage years. She worked at a local grocery store and helped her mother with chores, developing a sense of responsibility from an early age. Despite her small-town upbringing, Jasmine harbored dreams of a bigger life. Jasmine's bond with her mother was strong, with Lisa Lepore playing a pivotal role in shaping her daughter's ambitions. Friends described her as both kind-hearted and fiercely determined, qualities that would later define her professional life. After graduating from high school, Jasmine began exploring opportunities beyond Bonnie Doon. She set her sights on Los Angeles, where she believed she could carve out a niche for herself in the modeling industry. Initially, the transition was daunting. The bustling city life was a stark contrast to the tranquil environment of her hometown, but Jasmine's resilience and charisma helped her adapt quickly. In Los Angeles, Jasmine found work as a swimsuit model and began appearing in local advertisements. Her striking looks and magnetic personality made her a favorite for promotional events, including high-profile gigs for Playboy. Despite her growing success in modeling, Jasmine remained humble, often returning to Bonnie Doon to visit her mother and reconnect with her roots. However, Jasmine wasn't content with just modeling. She had bigger plans for her future. Always entrepreneurial, she obtained a real estate license and began planning to open a fitness center with a close friend. Ryan Jenkins appeared to be the embodiment of charm and success. Born in Calgary, Alberta in 1977, Jenkins was raised in a wealthy and influential family. His father, Dan Jenkins, was a successful architect with investments across North America. From a young age, Ryan was exposed to a lifestyle of privilege, which shaped his ambitions and sense of entitlement. Despite his affluent upbringing, Ryan's life was not without turbulence. Those who knew him described him as driven, but occasionally erratic. He excelled academically in his early years and later pursued a career in real estate development. By his mid-20s, Jenkins had amassed significant wealth, largely due to his involvement in luxury real estate projects in Canada. He was known for flaunting his success, frequently appearing in upscale social circles and attending exclusive events. However, Jenkins harbored a darker side, one that few in his professional life were privy to. In 2005, he was charged with assaulting his then-girlfriend, Farron Jewell, in Calgary. According to court records, Jenkins became violent during an argument, pushing and striking Jewell. The assault resulted in visible injuries, and Jenkins was subsequently convicted. He was sentenced to 15 months of probation and mandatory counseling for anger management. Despite the severity of the incident, Jenkins managed to maintain his social standing, and the conviction did not significantly impact his career. Sometime later, Jenkins saw an opportunity to expand his public profile by joining the reality television show Megan Wants a Millionaire. The VH1 series, produced by 51 Minds Entertainment, featured affluent bachelors competing for the affection of former Playboy model Megan Hauserman. Jenkins was portrayed as a suave and successful real estate developer with a net worth of over $2.5 million. His on-screen persona, dubbed the Smooth Operator, quickly made him a standout contestant. Behind the scenes, however, Jenkins' behavior raised concerns among the production staff and fellow contestants. Christopher Catalano, a senior casting director for the show, later recalled feeling uneasy about Jenkins during the filming process. There was something about him that didn't sit right, Catalano admitted in a 2020 interview. Despite these misgivings, Jenkins remained on the show and was ultimately one of the final contenders for Megan's affection. In March 2009, Jasmine met Ryan Jenkins at a Hawaiian tropic party in Las Vegas. Jenkins, fresh off his stint on the VH1 reality show Megan Wants a Millionaire, quickly swept Jasmine off her feet. Only 2 days after their initial meeting, Jenkins proposed and the couple married at the Little White Wedding Chapel in Las Vegas. The impulsive nature of their union raised eyebrows among Jasmine's friends, who were concerned about Jenkins' controlling behavior. Despite these concerns, Jasmine seemed eager to give the relationship a chance, even as friends noted signs of tension early on. Jenkins exuded charm and confidence, but it didn't take long for cracks to appear in his carefully curated persona. He had an air of impatience and a need to be in control, traits that worried Jasmine's close friends. They observed Jenkins becoming increasingly possessive over Jasmine's social life and career ambitions. These early signs of a tumultuous relationship hinted at a darker side of Jenkins' character, one that would later have catastrophic consequences. The most serious indication of trouble came in April 2009, just 5 weeks after their wedding. During an argument at a poolside gathering, Jenkins allegedly struck Jasmine in the arm with enough force to knock her into the pool. Witnesses, including Jasmine's former fiancé Travis Heinrich, reported the incident to authorities. Jenkins was subsequently charged with battery constituting domestic violence in Las Vegas, and he was required to attend court-ordered counseling. Despite the gravity of the incident, Jasmine chose to give Jenkins another chance, hoping that he would change.
As we go into the most intense part of this video, kindly like and subscribe to this channel. It gives me motivation to create more videos. If you love this video and wish to see more, kindly subscribe.
However, friends noticed a growing sense of unease in Jasmine. She became more withdrawn and less enthusiastic about her relationship with Jenkins. Lisa Lepore, Jasmine's mother, recalled several phone conversations during which her daughter expressed doubts about the marriage. Jasmine admitted that she felt trapped, unsure of how to extricate herself from the increasingly toxic relationship. Despite her misgivings, Jasmine continued to stay with Jenkins, possibly out of fear and the hope that things might improve. She told her friends that Jenkins was persuasive and often convinced her to reconcile after their fights. There were also financial entanglements. Jenkins, who had a net worth of over $1 million, offered a lifestyle of luxury that could be difficult to leave behind. By the summer of 2009, Jasmine Fiore and Ryan Jenkins' relationship was strained to the breaking point. Jenkins left for Mexico to film the 3rd season of I Love Money, another VH1 reality show, hoping to win the $250,000 grand prize. The separation provided Jasmine with a temporary respite from the volatile relationship. During his absence, Jasmine reconnected with her former boyfriend, Robert Hasman. The rekindling of their relationship was not just emotional but also physical. In July, the pair traveled to Los Cabos, Mexico, where they used false names to avoid being recognized. Upon Jenkins' return to Los Angeles in early August, tensions between the couple reignited. Jenkins, aware of Jasmine's continued contact with Hasman, became increasingly jealous and possessive. On the evening of August 13, 2009, Jasmine and Jenkins checked into the L'Auberge Hotel in Del Mar, a luxury resort just north of San Diego, to attend a charity poker tournament and a gala event hosted by the Karma Foundation. They attended the charity event at the Del Mar Hilton, where they appeared to be in good spirits. At approximately 4:30 a.m., surveillance cameras captured Jenkins returning to the hotel alone. Jasmine was not with him, and she was never seen alive again. The hotel staff reported that Jenkins appeared agitated as he entered through a side door, bypassing the main lobby. The next morning, August 14th, Jenkins checked out of the hotel around 9:20 a.m. alone. He told hotel staff that Jasmine had left early for errands and would not be returning. Friends and family became concerned when they were unable to contact Jasmine throughout the day. Later that evening, Jenkins reported Jasmine missing to the Los Angeles Police Department. He claimed that after returning from San Diego, Jasmine had dropped him off at their penthouse on Edinburgh Avenue and left to run errands. Jenkins said she never returned home. Despite filing the missing person report, Jenkins did not appear concerned, raising suspicions among those who knew the couple. Unbeknownst to Jenkins, a gruesome discovery had already been made earlier that morning. Around 7 a.m. on August 15th, a man rummaging through a dumpster in an alley in Buena Park, approximately 100 miles from San Diego, stumbled upon a suitcase containing a mutilated body. Meanwhile, Jenkins began exhibiting increasingly erratic behavior. He made several phone calls to friends and family, including his father, Dan Jenkins, who was in Honduras. Jenkins informed his father that Jasmine had gone missing and that he was worried. On August 16th, Jenkins packed his belongings and left Los Angeles. He drove to Nevada, where he retrieved his speedboat from a storage facility. From there, he headed north toward Canada. As news of Jasmine's murder broke and Jenkins became the primary suspect, an international manhunt ensued. Authorities in both the United States and Canada were alerted, and Jenkins' photo was circulated widely in the media. Despite the mounting evidence against him, Jenkins maintained his innocence during phone calls with his family and friends. Jasmine's loved ones were devastated by her brutal murder. Her mother, Lisa Lepore, spoke out publicly, describing the toxic relationship her daughter had endured with Jenkins. Friends recalled how Jasmine had expressed a desire to leave Jenkins, but feared his reaction. Law enforcement officials immediately began piecing together Jasmine's final hours together. Detectives focused on reconstructing Jasmine's last known movements. They interviewed staff at the Del Mar Hilton and the Ivy Hotel, gathering crucial eyewitness testimonies. Several hotel employees recalled hearing loud arguments coming from the couple's room during the night, adding weight to the theory that a violent altercation had taken place. The discovery of Jasmine's white Mercedes-Benz in a West Hollywood parking lot, about a mile from the penthouse she shared with Jenkins, provided another critical lead. Forensic investigators combed through the vehicle, finding significant evidence of foul play. Bloodstains on the seats and traces of hair indicated that Jasmine had likely been assaulted inside the car. Additionally, signs of a struggle were evident, with mud and grass stuck to the vehicle's undercarriage, suggesting it had been driven off-road to a remote location. As forensic evidence mounted, authorities grew more certain that Jenkins was responsible for Jasmine's murder. On August 18th, just 3 days after Jenkins reported her missing, the Orange County Coroner's Office officially identified the body found in a dump site as Jasmine Fiore. Her teeth and fingers had been removed, an apparent attempt to hinder identification. However, investigators were able to confirm her identity using the serial numbers on her breast implants. The brutality of the crime shocked even veteran investigators. Jasmine had been strangled, her teeth and fingertips removed in an attempt to hinder identification, and her body had been stuffed into a suitcase before being discarded in a dumpster. Meanwhile, Jenkins remained elusive. Police contacted him for questioning on August 17th, but he claimed to be en route to Canada for personal reasons. By the time the arrest warrant was issued on August 20th, Jenkins had vanished. His swift departure from Los Angeles, coupled with his attempt to cross the border by boat, indicated a clear intent to evade law enforcement. Authorities coordinated with Canadian law enforcement, including the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, to track Jenkins' movements. Jenkins' father, Dan Jenkins, was reportedly living in Honduras at the time, prompting concerns that Ryan might attempt to flee there. However, the immediate focus remained on the Pacific Northwest, where Jenkins was last seen. On August 19th, U.S. Marshals and the Coast Guard intensified their search efforts around the border area. Witnesses reported seeing a man matching Jenkins' description piloting a boat toward Point Roberts, a small exclave of Washington that borders Canada. Despite patrolling the waters and coordinating with Canadian officials, Jenkins managed to slip through the cracks, successfully entering Canada undetected. The investigation expanded to include Jenkins' family and acquaintances. Authorities questioned his half-sister, who was suspected of aiding his escape. Records showed that the silver PT cruiser Jenkins used to reach the Thunderbird Motel in Hope, British Columbia, was registered to a relative. Although Jenkins had managed to evade capture, law enforcement officials were determined to bring him to justice. The pressure on law enforcement to apprehend him increased daily, as the public demanded answers and justice for Jasmine Fiore. On the evening of August 20th, Jenkins arrived at the Thunderbird Motel in Hope, British Columbia, a small town nestled in the Fraser Valley. He was dropped off by a young blonde woman driving a silver PT cruiser with Alberta license plates. Witnesses described the woman as calm and collected, paying for a 3-night stay in cash before leaving Jenkins at the motel. Jenkins checked into room 2 and kept a low profile during his stay. The motel manager later recalled that Jenkins appeared anxious and exhausted, avoiding eye contact and rarely leaving his room. Over the next 2 days, Jenkins was seen occasionally wandering around the motel premises, looking increasingly disoriented. Witnesses noted that he appeared thin and unkempt, a stark contrast to the polished image he had projected during his reality TV appearances. On August 23rd, when Jenkins failed to check out as scheduled, the motel manager grew suspicious and decided to check on room 2. Upon entering, he discovered Jenkins' lifeless body hanging from a clothes rack by a belt. The scene suggested that Jenkins had taken his own life, likely overwhelmed by the pressure of the manhunt and the inevitable legal consequences of his actions. No suicide note was found at the scene, but investigators later discovered a document titled Last Will and Testament on Jenkins' laptop, dated August 20th, the day he checked into the motel. With Jenkins' suicide, the international manhunt came to an abrupt and tragic end. While authorities were relieved to have resolved the case, many questions about Jasmine Fiore's murder remained unanswered. The loss of the primary suspect meant that investigators could only piece together the events leading up to Jasmine's death through circumstantial evidence and witness testimony. The case left a lasting impact on both sides of the border, prompting discussions about domestic violence, reality TV casting practices, and the importance of thorough background checks. For Jasmine's family and friends, the end of the manhunt marked the beginning of a long journey toward healing and seeking justice in other ways. The tragic case prompted changes in the entertainment industry. Reality TV producers implemented stricter background checks for contestants, ensuring that individuals with violent pasts were not cast on shows. Mark Cronin, co-founder of 51 Minds Entertainment, expressed regret over the incident, acknowledging the need for greater responsibility in casting decisions.
Loved what you saw? Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to join our growing community. Your support keeps us creating.